What's going on, YouTubers? Your boy, DeluxeMan. I'm looking at Twitter right now, and I'm checking out the tweets on SummerSlam to see if people thought the show was overall good, great, or just their general thoughts on the show overall. And from what I'm seeing, it's a mixture between meh to good to great. Nobody thought the show was horrible or bad. At the same time, nobody's saying it's awesome. Only like a couple of people are saying, oh my god, that show was awesome. Just a few people. But pretty much everybody's saying it's good to great to eh. And that's a good sign to me. Now, where do I fit in this? I thought the show was very good. I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was entertaining. Every single match delivered. Every match was good to solid to great. No real 5-star match on this card, but all the matches ranged from 3 stars to 4 stars, definitely. And if you watch the pay-per-view, I guarantee you'll enjoy it. So, I'll give you guys my thoughts on how SummerSlam did overall and compare it to Extreme Rules, because I'm trying to debate if I could put it over Extreme Rules. And some of y'all would say, hell no, don't do that. Don't put it over Extreme Rules. And I would understand, but hear me out, okay? I want to expose some things about Extreme Rules and compare it to SummerSlam that might help you guys understand where I'm coming from. But before we get into that, please subscribe to me if you have not. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, check out my touts, and check out my second channel for tributes and matchups, as well as my podcast. All of that is down in the description box below. With that said, let's get into the card, shall we? So we kick things off with the pre-show for the United States Championship between Antonio Cesaro and Santino Marella. An Italian and a Swedish wrestler wrestling for a United States Championship. I just think that's kind of funny. The match was solid. It was a decent match. I thought it was entertaining. Santino was less annoying in this match. He still had his cartoonish moments, but it was very few. And Antonio Cesaro wins. He beat Santino as a result of, I think it was the second time he used the Cobra, because the first time he ripped up the Cobra. He got another one. Cesaro ripped up the Cobra, and Santino got another Cobra. And then Oksana interfered, got him distracted, and then Cesaro capitalized with that powerbomb-like maneuver that he does. It's like a Styles Clash, whatever. Anyways, Cesaro is the new United States champion. Santino needed to lose that belt. Big time. So, that's a good thing for me. And now, indie fans, rejoice. Because another indie wrestler in Claudio Castagnoli is now a champion in WWE. And if Cesaro, now, is a man of his word, we might get the return of the European Championship. And if that happens, I will be a happy boy. Definitely. But that is the pre-show. Let's get into the regular show now. So the show opens up with a great match between Chris Jericho and Dolph Ziggler. Was this the show stealer that I thought it was going to be? It didn't quite hit it, but it was still a great match. A great match to open up the show with. Both of them performed excellently. It was an awesome match. I can't complain. It had everything you could want in a match to open up the show with. Fast-paced action, high-flying action, all that jazz. The winner is Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho does beat Dolph Ziggler. But you know what? I'm not complaining, because even though he lost, he looked good losing. So I'll say it like that. Honestly, I'm happy. I'm happy that Chris Jericho won, because in the end of it, Ziggler looked like a beast. So even in defeat, Jericho puts people over. That works for me. Great match to open up the show. Can't say more about it. Moving on to the next match, which I believe is Daniel Bryan versus Kane. It was a good match. I was kind of iffy about it at first when I saw the match, but the match was good. I thought Kane and Daniel Bryan delivered, and Kane worked well. I was really impressed with him in this match, as well as Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan wins, which made me a happy boy. Daniel Bryan pins Kane with a roll-up, and as a result, Kane goes nuts, and he becomes Mr. No, 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 no. He goes crazy and goes, no, no, no. Goes backstage, meets Josh Matthews, and he screams at him, no! And Josh Matthews looked like he shit his pants. That was funny. I actually liked that. That actually got me more into the show, seeing Kane just lose his mind like that after losing to Daniel Bryan by a roll-up pin. So that was great. I actually liked that. The match was good. Can't say more about it. Moving on from that, we got the IC Championship between The Miz and Rey Mysterio. Another good match. Really enjoyed it. Miz worked well. very well with Rey Mysterio. And as I said in my preview, Miz needed to win this match, and Rey Mysterio could be that guy that could help cement him not only as an IC champion, but as a main eventer. Kinda, you know what I mean. So, Miz beat Rey Mysterio. Clean. No BS. He didn't cheat. He didn't use no ropes. He beat him with the skull-crushing finale. Retains his championship. Had a very good match with Rey Mysterio. That's all I asked for. I enjoyed it. Miz needed the win. Thumbs up from me. I thought it was a good showing and from both of them. And it was a good match. So, there you go, guys. The first hour of SummerSlam, great. And then we go from that to the World Heavyweight Championship match. Now, let me say this. The match, from start until the ending, was good. It was solid. As a matter of fact, it was on its way to being better than their Money in the Bank match, which I still say is their best match because it's the cleanest. But this match was good. I thought the fighting was nice. I thought the in-ring action, the back and forth, that was good. That was solid. It was a lot of clean-cut moments where it felt like Del Rio was actually going to win, and then it, kind of was back on Sheamus. He turned the tide and stuff like that. And it was nice. I like seeing that. And then we got the ending. Del Rio puts his foot on the ropes. The referee counts 3, and before he could see it, Sheamus knocks the foot off the ropes and just walks away with the victory. I'm sitting here going, okay, you're a babyface, right? You're supposed to be this honorable guy that's supposed to win cleanly. How am I supposed to take you seriously? How am I supposed to get invested in you as a babyface when you do stuff like that? And to everybody that's going to use that Eddie Guerrero excuse, because that's annoying me. Eddie Guerrero had a gimmick called lie, cheat, and steal. I can see Eddie Guerrero doing stuff like that and getting away with it. It was part of his gimmick. Sheamus has a Celtic warrior, the Great White, this honorable fighting champion gimmick. You know, the guy that wins cleanly and wants to win cleanly. Okay, knowing that, what sense does it make to use a heel move like that, pin him, knowing his foot is on the ropes, knocking it off and just letting it go, and then expecting me to call you a freaking babyface? You can forget about Sheamus being a babyface champion now. He just killed it tonight. I'm sorry. Del Rio throughout this entire feud has looked more and more and more like the freaking babyface, and he is the heel. Sheamus steals his car. He attacks him. He assaults him after matches and stuff like that. And everybody wants to say, well, Del Rio squashed him in the hood of his car, forgetting the fact that Sheamus attacked him before that time, which led to him retaliating and squashing Sheamus in the hood of his car. There has not been one single moment in this feud that got me invested into Sheamus as a babyface, because everything he's been doing has been heel. It's been straight up heel. He's a babyface. No, he's a heel being portrayed as a babyface, and it's annoying. And it's stupid. I'm at the point now where it's like, you know what? Screw it. I had no problems against Sheamus, the performer, the guy himself, but the character Sheamus, screw him. I'm done with him. No, I'm sorry. You can forget about me liking him now. They have completely killed any likability he has now. From now on until he loses that championship, I'm not going to like the guy. You can consider me a Sheamus hater. Forget about it. Some of y'all are saying because he beat Daniel Bryan. Whatever. Say what you're going to say. Say it's because he beat Daniel Bryan. Say it's because he beat Chris Jericho that he doesn't win because I'm a biased wrestling fan. I don't appreciate the good business aspect of the wrestling. Who cares, okay? Say what you're going to say. Use whatever excuse you want. I have a legit reason to not get behind Sheamus now because they played him off as a heel. They inadvertently, whether they wanted to or not, booked him as a heel and tried to portray him as a babyface. I'm sorry. Del Rio, to me personally, was very impressive in this match. I've gotten more invested into Del Rio than Sheamus as a result of what happened tonight. And maybe that was their intention. Maybe they're going to turn Sheamus heel, which I doubt. I would like to think so because that would make sense, and I like things to make sense. I'm sorry. That ending hurt that match big time. I did not like that ending. It made no sense for a guy like Sheamus to be doing something like that. It didn't whatsoever. The match was good, but up to the ending, it dragged it down, so I can't give it a high star rating. I'm sorry. After that, we got the Tag Team Championship match between Kofi Kingston and R-Boom and the Primetime Players. Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. It's not the same. It's really not the same without Abraham Washington. The primetime players lost a lot of momentum, and even as I was watching the match, I couldn't get into it. It was hard for me to get into the match because, again, I've gotten so conditioned with the primetime players as Abraham Washington. Now that he's gone, I guess I'm just instinctively not liking it. What I'm trying to say here is, guys, the match itself, it was decent, but I wasn't feeling anything about it. R-Truth and Kofi Kingston retain. Primetime players don't really have much momentum on them anyway, so it was probably good that they didn't win the championship because AW's gone. So, and that was part of the reason they was over in the first place. So it was probably good they didn't win the championships. Sad, but maybe over time they can recover from losing AW. But until then, it's probably best to keep them away from the tag team championships. After that is the triple threat for the WWE Championship. CM Punk versus John Cena versus Big Show. Big Show, to my surprise, was impressive in this match. You know, those of you who watched my podcast, I did a freaking hot topic. You know, ranting and raving about how Big Show doesn't feel like a giant anymore. He wrestles like whatever and doesn't really give off that feeling of a giant, that feeling of somebody to take seriously, that feeling of a massive presence. I got that tonight. I got that feeling that Big Show was a massive presence, was a threat to John Cena and CM Punk. And maybe it's because John Cena and CM Punk made him feel that way. But whatever the case, this match to me was a solid match. Was it like a 4-star or a great match? No. I think we should be happy that it was a good match because it could have been worse. CM Punk retains. Actually, it was a false finish at first. CM Punk locked in a Koji clutch on Big Show while John Cena hit the STF, and then Big Show tapped while both of them were in it. And I'm thinking, are they gonna do like some stupid storyline where they're both the champions, like co-champions and stuff? AJ Lee comes out, and then she just restarts the match, and then Big Show double choke slams them. My heart starts beating really fast, so I'm like, oh god, is he gonna beat them? But they both kick out. John Cena attitude adjustments Big Show. Then CM Punk eliminates Cena and gets the pin. He picks up the scraps from the attitude adjustment and walks out as champion. I'll take it. It works. That's all I really asked for, was for CM Punk to retain his championship. And as much of a, not so dominant victory this was, it's still somewhat clean. He just capitalized on John Cena, so it worked. I liked the match. It was a good match. And apparently it's setting up for Cena versus CM Punk at Night of Champions, because that is Cena's hometown. Whatever. If that means CM Punk is going to be in the main event, wonderful. I'll take it. So, I like this match because of what it set up in the future and the delivery of the match. So, there we go. I think this is where we got that atrocious performance by Kevin Rudolph and Don't Give Up. You know what? I'm kind of glad my video didn't make it on there, because I don't want to be a part of that atrocity. And last but not least, the main event. Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. This is the match that people were disappointed in, because I guess people had high expectations for it. They wanted a hardcore style brawl with blood and chairs and sledgehammers and all that jazz. We didn't get it, but me personally, it was still a great match. When it comes to wrestling, as in the in-ring performance, it was great. It told a great story. You had a lot of, back and forth moments. You had a lot of dominant moments from Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, to me, looked dominant. He really did. Triple H got his punches in. He got something on Brock Lesnar. He got some offense on the guy, But Brock Lesnar pretty much beat the hell out of Triple H and worked on his arm throughout the match and stuff like that. Had a lot of freaking athletic moments. I think he flipped the table over and jumped off of it on Triple H. It was freaking crazy. Then he locked in the Kimura lock on Triple H and made him tap. That shocked me. I did not expect Triple H to tap. I honestly thought he was going to do some kind of a thing where he got his arm broken or he was going to pass out from the pain or something like that, because that's Triple H's. No. He tapped. He gave up, which I thought was a shock, because other than Taker and Chris Benoit, well, I can't say his name because he doesn't exist right now, but you don't really see the game tap out, so that shocked me. I thought that was a great way to put him over. I mean, he didn't beat the living hell out of Triple H. He did, somewhat. He didn't beat him to a bloody pulp, which is probably what people expected and was disappointed they didn't get. But he beat him. He proved that he was dominant over Triple H and had a great match with him. Told a good story, had a lot of good psychology moments in there. I can't complain. The ending with Triple H walking out and trying to sell the fact that, sorry guys, I'm done. I don't have it anymore. I don't know. Something like that. Maybe he's trying to play off the fact that he doesn't have it anymore and probably trying to set up a rematch in the future where he'll probably beat Brock Lesnar. Oh God. Hopefully not. I don't know. Maybe this was his swan song. Who knows? Maybe he's going to come back and get his revenge. To me, I understand the ending. I just thought it dragged just a tad bit. It could have been a lot shorter than what it was. Because that's not Triple H. The Triple H, I know, would have just walked away and not even looked at anybody. Because, you know, the game, the cerebral assassin, the prideful Triple H would have been all like, yeah, don't look at me right now. Just walked away, you know. That whole I'm sorry, guys, was like, I guess. But other than that, guys, instead of the nitpicky parts, the show was very good. I really enjoyed the show. I thought it overall delivered and was worth the money buying if you bought it, definitely. Which brings me to my comparison between Extreme Rules and SummerSlam. Which one I thought was better. Let's be honest, guys. What matches do you remember the most from Extreme Rules? And just be honest with me. Out of the 8 matches, we had 8 matches at Extreme Rules. Name me the matches that you can remember the most. Without going on Wikipedia. Right now, while watching this video, name me the matches that stick out to you the most from Extreme Rules. The matches I remember, honestly, Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, CM Punk versus Chris Jericho, and Randy Orton versus Kane. Those are the only, 4 matches that stick out to me. And going back and looking on the card, we had Brodus Clay versus Dolph Ziggler, which was a squash match pretty much. Cody Rhodes versus Big Show, which wasn't really all that special. Ryback versus some jobbers actually. And then Layla beating Nikki Bella. You know, overall, and this is me personally, overall, I felt SummerSlam was a better show than Extreme Rules. Overall, when you combine the matches and the overall build, yeah, I said the overall build, and the overall hype, and just the overall packaging of it. To me, SummerSlam was better than Extreme Rules. Granted, Extreme Rules still holds one of the Match of the Year candidates. 2 of them, actually. I'm not taking that away from Extreme Rules. But overall, the pay-per-view, the quality of the pay-per-view, to me personally, and probably me only, SummerSlam was better. Because all the matches on SummerSlam delivered. And I'm pretty sure, 3 months down the line, I'm going to still remember this entire card. The order of it and who won. Because the winners who won needed to win. The ones who needed to look good, looked good. And the show delivered. So, I can't complain about it. Me personally, SummerSlam is WWE's best pay-per-view this year. No offense to Extreme Rules. It still holds 2 of the top matches in WWE this year. CM Punk versus Chris Jericho, Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus. It holds that. And I'm not taking that away from it. But as an overall pay-per-view, SummerSlam delivered more. So take that however you want to take that. My star ratings are down below. Share me your thoughts on the show. Make a video response to what you do. But other than that, guys, this has been my review on SummerSlam 2012. I'll catch you guys in my next video. It looks like because of SummerSlam delivering and because I am a man of my word, you can expect more of the Lex Man when it comes to videos. Because I did say a while ago that if SummerSlam fell on his face that I would take a break. This left me hopeful, somewhat hopeful for the future, and maybe there are going to be some changes coming to WWE soon. So, we'll see what happens, guys. And with that said, this is your boy, the Lex Man, signing off. Hope you enjoyed the pay-per-view and this review. Take care.